On today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face get ready with me using e.l.f. products, using one of my holy grail foundations drugstore, and that would be e.l.f. Soft Glam. I hope you'll stick around and let me show you how I got this look, the products that I used to get there on Beauty Over 70 with Lee. We're going to do a full face of one of my all-time favorite, that would be e.l.f. Who doesn't love e.l.f., right? I mean, that is one of my holy grails is e.l.f. I love all the e.l.f. products. So today we're going to do a full face. No substitution with the exception of the eye primer that goes on these eyes, and I have to stay with that. Everything else is going to be totally e.l.f. drugstore. So I hope you'll stay with me and grab something to drink and let's get ready together, okay? Here we go. It's raining here today and it's cold, so I thought perfect day to film. Get everything out and get your mojo going, right, and get a video going, right? Trying to get some done up, but before I've got so many, we have those weeks that we got so much going on and we just have to film ahead, right? Okay, I have cleaned and primed my face, put on my moisturizer, and I went ahead and put on my e.l.f. Halo Glow. I love this product and I went ahead and put that on. That's why I'm so glistening today. And to save time, I went ahead and applied that, and everything will be listed in the description box. But I do use the medium in this. So that's my e.l.f. Halo Glow. So we're going to go right into our priming our eyes. This is the only product that I'm going to use to deviate away from the e.l.f. products is the MAC Paint Pot, and I use the Painterly, and that's the shade that I do use because I have to stick with that on my eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes. Get that going where that can be drying down, and we'll go right into the foundation. Hope you're doing fantastic today, and I thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I've got a different little mirror set up over here today, so I'm going to try my best to keep it to where I don't have to turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. But, it's kind of hard. It's just really hard to get it just right. Just going to prime that on there and get a good saturation of this MAC Paint Pot because there is a lot to cover on these aging eyes, my friend. And we need to cover all that up. All the veins and the redness and the discoloration and just a multitude of sins behind here, let me tell you. And I am using my It Cosmetics. Here I was just chatting away, and I hope you heard what I said. I was just chatting away and didn't have my microphone hooked up. So let's get that hooked up. Okay. I hope you heard what I said, but, it was laying over there. Maybe you did. I'm using my It Cosmetics special brush that I use to apply this. Some people like to use their fingers, but I like to use a brush. I'm a brush gal. I'm a sponge and a brush gal. Occasionally, I'll use my fingers, but most of the time, it is my brushes. And by the way, we've got one coming up, a total brush video. You wanted to see all my brushes? Well, I'm going to show them to you. Just hang tight. It's been the holidays, Thanksgiving. Keep pushing my chair up here if you wonder what I'm doing. The holidays and, just a lot of PR to get out. And, you got to get those out. And Hope you had a wonderful holiday. And okay, I think we have got, but we are going to getting back to the brushes. Yes, I'm going to show you all of my brushes, every single one of them. I'm going to tell you the ones that I use religiously. Those are my holy grail that I reach for. And I've said this before, I'm going to go through and I'm going to get rid of a lot of brushes that I don't, give them to my granddaughters that I don't use. I'm going to go right into, but just hang tight on that brush video. It will be coming, I promise. This is one of my holy grails from e.l.f. It is the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer by e.l.f. Now, you know, I would think you wouldn't think I would know that by heart as much as I love this and use this. But, you know, sometimes you just don't. Now, this is a product that I do use with my fingers. I put it on with my fingers. And you know me, I'm a primer lady. I love my primer. Especially around the 11s here, which I don't have it bad, but I do have it. Around my nose. And especially around my mouth. That is my problem, because this is going to fill in all of the wrinkles and help your makeup stay. It's just, that's what it's called. It's a primer, and it's just like when you're painting walls, you're going to put on a primer before you start to paint. And it's the same thing with makeup. I have applied that. Now I'm going to go into another e.l.f. primer, and I put a little bit of this right around the mouth area only. This is, I picked up the wrong one. Picked up the powder. This is the Poreless Putty Primer by e.l.f. And it's the pink. And I put a little bit of that extra right around the mouth area. And the bottom. I've said it a million times, never smoked in my life, but I do drink from straws and water bottles. And it's from Sun Damage. And as we all know, age. 77. You know, we better do the best we can. All right, letting that set down. I think I might go right in and do my eyes before I do my foundation. Just a little bit of powder on my eyelids, and I'm using the e.l.f. powder today. I'm going to dust a little bit out on a Kleenex. And this is not the pink. Now I do have it in the pink tone, but this has the little sifter, and this has the translucent. It doesn't have the pink tone. It has the translucent. So I'm going to go right across my lids. To give that a good set. Okay, I think I'm going to use the rose water today. It's a little little quad here, the little 4-pack, and it's called Rose Water by e.l.f. These little bite size. I think I bought this when it was like $3. I think I'm going to go into, grab my rougher #1 brush. I think I'm going to go into this little flat matte shade right here to start a little bit of a wash contour. I'm going to keep it neutral today. Keep it very neutral, not a lot going on today. Got my sweater on. Like I said, it's rainy and it's cold. I've got a lot of great videos coming up, but if you have a video you would like for me, a request that you would like for me to do, please leave it in the comment. Let me know. I have a brush that is a highly requested video that is upcoming, showing you my brushes, all of the brushes and the ones that I use and the ones that I think I'm just going to totally get rid of. I'm just going to try to get a wash in there. And I'm not getting a lot of color with this, and that's what I want. I don't want a lot of color. Okay, I grab a pointy brush, and I think I'm going to go into this darker shade right here. Let's see what happens. It's been a hot minute since I have used this palette, so I'm just going to get a little bit of a push in there. A little bit of contrast, in other words. I use the word push, but it's a little bit of contrast going. Let me know in the comment about videos, what you would like to see, if you have any requests. And blend just a touch. If I can get a little bit of color on that. I think I might have to get some setting spray and wet it. And I'm just blending this with my rougher #15 brush. Trying to get it really blended as much as I can. Okay, that's what we have so far. Now what I'm going to do is put a coat of mascara on my lashes, and I think I'm going to pop on my little half lashes. So my mascara I'm going to be using today is one of my favorites, again, a holy grail, the Lash Extender by e.l.f. I love this mascara, and I always put a coat of this on my bottom lashes. Even though I'm using another brand of mascara, I'll always go ahead and put this on the bottom lashes because I have such short, stubby lashes, top and bottom, but this really works on the bottom. If I use 2 or 3 other brands then on the top, then I'll use this on the bottom, but today I'm going to use this top and bottom. Now I'm not going to curl my lashes because I don't have anything to curl really, so I'm going to put a coat of the I'm using this in black, and then I'm going to pop on my little half lashes. So let's see if we can get in here and get a coat of this on here. Are you like me at my age? Do you have lashes? I used to have those long, lush lashes. You know what, ladies? Those days are gone. And then I wore the lash extensions for years, but I'm not going back to that. No, not at my age. No. After the past year of having double corneal transplants in these eyes, just being able to see, I'm extremely grateful. Let's see if I can get a little bit on the bottom. My eyelashes are so light, and with my close-up vision, it's extremely hard to see. No matter what mirror I use, it's difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to pop on my little half lashes. I'll be right back. Okay, friends, I got my little half lashes popped on. It takes me a little while with my vision to do that, but that's a video down the road that I am going to be doing again. I've got a couple of videos in my playlist how I put on my little half lashes, but you've had a lot of requests. I've had a lot of requests for you to for me to do it again. So it's not that hard, it's just with my vision. So I will be doing a video. So I have started my brows, and I'm going to put, before I finish my brows, I'm going to put a little bit of liner of that eyeshadow along the bottom of my eyes. So I'm going to grab my little rougher number 29 brush. This is the tiniest little brush. It's so tiny, and you think, what can you do with that? This is an amazing little brush. I use this. You can do a multitude of things with this, but I use this along the bottom to dip in the liner and run along the bottom. It is really, really good. I just tap it. It's got a flat bottom. As you can see, it's flat. And I just tap it and just go right along the bottom of my lashes and fill in with a little color. Rather than using a liner. That's just what I do. I just tap it gently. Hold my concentration there where I can think. It's one of those things I can't. I don't know, it's just age, right? Okay. This little brush, I absolutely love this brush. I really do. It's great for that, and a multitude of other things too. You can take the eyeshadow and you can feed it and back it back up into the eyelashes. There's a multitude of things that you can do with that particular, and that's a little rose water that I'm going to stick back. The brow that I am using that I started with, and I thought, no, don't go on to that, because this is a get ready with me. You want to get going with that. So I'm going to use I'm going to finish it up with the e.l.f, the little e.l.f micro pencil. And again, everything will be listed in the description box. It's the little e.l.f micro. I think this is soft brown if I'm not mistaken. But I love these little pencils. Now my brows are going to be microbladed in January. Been waiting a long time. It's not the mirrors, it's my vision. It's not I don't have the knowledge, it's my vision. And I'm telling you, my friends, if you have good vision, be thankful. I may have to touch that up a little bit later, but instead of using the spoolie, I'm just going to grab my It Cosmetic brush and run through those. Okay, I always like to do my brows before, my makeup before I do my brows, but this time I didn't, so I just went right into it. So anyway, let's get some foundation on, okay? It's looking pretty bad on this end. So what are we going to use today? None other than my e.l.f. Soft Glam. I done a video on this, and if you have not seen that video, I invite you to go back and view it. It's linked down below in popular videos, and it's e.l.f. Soft Glam if you did not see that. When this foundation, I'm giving it a shake, quick shake while we're talking. This foundation was released, I think it was last year. Don't hold me to that. It was last year or year before. I think it was last year. Well, when this was released, I grabbed one. It was $8. And I done a video. Well, that video is close to 2 million views. It is rocking on almost 2 million views. So if you haven't seen that video, Soft Glam, when this was released, I invite you to go back and watch it. Again, it's listed in my description box under popular videos, and you'll see e.l.f. Soft Glam. But that's the foundation we're going to be using today, and I use number 25, and I think it's light medium. And I'm going to squirt some of that out on my little palette. I've got a little, kind of a little palette here that I squirt, little stainless steel that I squirt my, use my foundation on, put my foundation on. And let me grab my favorite brush, IT Cosmetics double-ended. I also have the IT brush, and I'm not sure which brush I'm going to use. I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics, my favorite brush, absolutely my favorite. And I'm going to saturate that and just swirl it around. And I should have done my brows first, or put this on before I done my brows, and I didn't. I'll try to do it without messing my brows up. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, right, ladies? Grab a tad more. And what's left on my brush, I'm just going to pull it down on my neck. Has the double-ended, so if I need to tap a little bit into that around my nose, or if you're using this, you can use this smaller end for contour. I'm putting just a little bit what's on my brush. I'm tapping it down here on these areas that I need it most. I may have to go back and touch up my brows there in the center, because I think I touched it with the foundation, but I don't know. Okay, let's get some contour. Now I picked up a little contour. This is the Halo Glow, and I'm not happy with this. This is one e.l.f. product that I'm not really happy with. So we're going to try this today and see how it works. I'm not super happy with it, like I said. It has a little wand on it, and you squeeze it, And we're going to try it today and see how it comes out. How about that? I think it's the wrong shade, first of all, that I picked. And that's all I'm going to do with that. I'm going to do another contour down my nose. It's just that shade. I'm not super happy with it. Here, just give a little push and pull. I think it's the shade that I'm not happy with. It's too, maybe too gray. Not happy with it. I don't like it. I'm going to give this to someone or can it. I'm just not happy with it. I used it a couple times. And I thought, well, okay, maybe I think it's the shade. I don't think there's anything wrong with the foundation, the contour whatsoever. And just pat that in. Blend, blend, blend. And I'm going to grab my Nikki LaRose brush that I love. Absolutely love this brush for down the... It's one of hers out of the first set. And I love this brush for contouring the nose area. Feathery strokes. You know, some days just makeup just don't turn out. You think it's the rain? Maybe. Who knows? It wouldn't be me, not in the least, would it? I think it's me. Okay, let's get some... I'm going to get some blush on today. And I've got 2 blushes pulled. And then I'm going to do some powder. I have this little Dusty Rose. It's this little liquid blush. You know, it's got the little doe foot. And that's the Dusty Rose. And then I also have this little one here. And I'm thinking I might use this one. Let's go with this one. I don't want to get too much. I went with this one here. And I will put that in the description box. Grab my blush brush. I'm going to use my Sigma brush today because this is more like a little cream. Blend, 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 blend. there I go. And when I start to edit, I'm like, I have too much blush, but when I'm looking here, I don't see a lot. And then when I go to edit, I'm, ooh, too much blush. Well, if I get too much, I can always take my Stands Out sponge and go over it. Okay, let's get some powder. I think we're going to take it from there. Let's get some powder on. I'm going to use, again, I put some out on the Kleenex earlier. Grab my big powder brush, and it's my BK Beauty, and dip it in there, and then tap, 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 tap. I may have to go back when I add some more blush. I'm going to get some lipstick. I'm not sure. We shall see down the road. So let's line. I'm going to use my e.l.f. little lip liner with those little, I think I paid $3 for it. I don't know how much they are now, but let's line these lips. These are creamy. I will list it in the description box. And I have two lipsticks, so let's see what I'm going to go with. I have one called Effortless and one is called Shameless. This is the Effortless. And this is Shameless. It's darker. I think I'm going to start with the lighter shade, and if I need to put more, I can. I'm going to go with Effortless, and it's the lighter shade. If it gives me too much pink, I can always just put a little bit of the Shameless over it. Let's do that. Let's put a little bit of that over it. Mix it. I can see right now I'm going to have a little bit more blush. The best we can do. How about that? I tell you what, I'm going to add just a touch of this Sweet Talker e.l.f. gloss. It's called Sweet Talker. I label mine. You can see it's the e.l.f. And I put with a label maker, and I put the shade right there. I don't go hunting for those on the bottom. I can't see, so it makes it so much easier. Put just a little bit of gloss in the center. Always helps when you get a little bit of gloss. And the other blush that I had, the little dot, I'm going to put a couple of those. And I'm going to blot it with a sponge. And some concealer. We're going to use one of my favorites, which is the e.l.f. Camo with the white cap. Total hydration with this concealer. I love it. It's one of my holy grails. Keeping it drugstore. And grab my hot and flashy concealer brush. If it's clean, if not, I'll grab one of my other ones. I think I'll grab one of my other brushes today. This brush I'm using probably is 30 years old. Absolutely. I used this before I got my Angie Hot and Flashy. It was one of my holy grails, still is. That's why it's not going anywhere. Got a little bit too much on this side, so bear with me and let me blend this in. Take that down. I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Some powder under there. I'm going to take my little BK Beauty and dip in some powder and set that. Okay, I'm going to do something to the hair, and I'll be right back. Stay with me, my friends. But this is the finished look using all e.l.f. with the exception of maybe one, maybe two products. Everything else was e.l.f. It will be listed in the description box, so be sure and check out the Soft Glam Foundation video that I done when it was first released. I think it was last year, if you'd like to watch that. That's the foundation that I used last year when it was released. So I thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a fantastic week, and thank you for watching. I want to leave you with my favorite words. Go out and make today better than yesterday, but always remember that I love you. I'll have a video for you, my friends, next Thursday. Hope you have a great week, and thanks for watching.